Hey everyone! With our new approach to seasons kicking off this month with Season 17, let's dig into what's arriving in this update. I'll share where we're currently focusing our game health efforts, and then I also wanted to talk a little bit about the Insiders program. So let's dive right in. So, Season 17 Smugglers Tide launches this month, and is split across 3 monthly updates, now being called Acts. Act 1, in August, introduces the Smugglers League, refreshing the sandbox with various smuggling opportunities, treacherous new treasure, and the return of the keg rowboat. Act 2 arrives in September with a time-limited heist, pitting rival crews together in a race to secure themselves some fine artwork. And then Act 3 closes out the season in October, upgrading the existing skeleton forts into Flameheart's Reaper forts, providing a much more challenging experience for crews to battle for. To make it much easier to find out what's taking place across the season, a new season tab has been added to the in-game menu. This new menu shows each act, along with new deeds players can tackle and the rewards they'll earn for doing them. These deeds are now much more targeted on the features arriving in the season, providing a much clearer signpost for the new experiences that we've added. Players engaging with the new features within the season and taking on these new deeds can earn boosts to their season progression and a small number of time-limited cosmetic rewards. As part of this simpler approach to deeds within the season, we've retired the old trials and deeds groups that we've used in previous seasons. In the past, finding this kind of information has always been tricky, as it's been spread across multiple places, so it should now be much clearer, all pulled into one menu. In future updates, we'll also bring in the season track, plunder pass, and events pages into this menu for a one-stop shop for all things seasons. Alongside the new season, our August update also introduces some further game health improvements. Cross-region matchmaking has been improved, providing players with the ability to opt out should they wish to remain on their home region when diving into Hourglass battles. We've added new adventure servers in France, South Africa, and India, providing improved latency for players in those regions, and unlocks new cross-region matchmaking options for nearby locations. On the performance side, there's a nice improvement to client performance when other ships approach, smoothing out a common hitch that we've seen, causing frame rate drops when sailing. And then last month, I also shared an update on some controller improvements the team were working on, to provide the ability to rebind secondary interact and swap weapon. This, along with all the improvements I've just mentioned, will all be arriving in our August update. Now, sticking with game health, I wanted to share what the team are currently working on for future updates. On the bug fixing side, the team are continuing to prioritise water desync, long black screen loading times, and further performance improvements, but have also begun investigating reports of mysterious ships floating in safer seas. On the mechanics side, we've got a few areas currently being worked on. The team have been working on ensuring our new field of view is supported by the various animations across the game. This should be entering Insiders for testing this week. After reports of players using Mermaid statues to hide treasure and then moving servers, the statues are being changed to only allow certain Sunken Kingdom treasures to be stored inside. Then, next up for the mechanics team is 2 areas we want to improve around naval combat with rival crews. The first is a common frustration we see for players engaging in naval combat in adventure when they're set upon by emergent threats like skeleton ships or Megalodon. While we want to keep some of those unpredictable stories that these encounters can create, the team are exploring how we make this a much less frequent scenario. The other area we're investigating is to address scenarios where a crew defending a location is repeatedly attacked by the same crew over and over to dwindle their resources. While of course we want crews to be able to naturally battle back and forth in the sandbox, in situations where it's going to be very one-sided, we're going to explore ways to migrate the crew being sunk repeatedly off to a new server. We've got big plans for the mechanics team in the coming months, and I can't wait to share more on the team's roadmap in a future update. Now, moving over to the Insiders program. Following the NDA being lifted last month, we've seen more free and open discussion on upcoming features being tested in Insiders, and a heck of a lot of explosions. A reminder, please include the Insiders watermark when capturing and sharing footage from Insiders, so it's clear which build your footage is being taken from. The team are also reviewing improvements to the watermark to better support capture in different aspect ratios like portrait. We've also been reviewing feedback on the trigger for the weekly Insider rewards, and how our current approach of using reputation is proving difficult for players to plan their session. We're therefore going to be shifting the Insider's reward to be triggered by a specific gold amount each week, providing players a much clearer target to hit, and we'll monitor if this improves the feedback. The team are working on this now, and we'll share more in the Insiders Hub when it's ready. With the lift of the Insiders NDA, we've seen a significant increase in players jumping into Insiders and begin sharing their feedback on our new approach to seasons with Smugglers Tide. We've honestly seen some great feedback and incredible ideas shared on ways to expand and improve the season. But I just want it to be open that our ability to respond and iterate on that feedback has been really limited compared to some of our previous updates. I know that can sometimes feel like we aren't listening, but that's really not the case. We are just more time constrained here as we shift over to this new approach for seasons. As we get this new approach under our belt and begin to optimize our delivery, we'll begin to unlock more time during development to take more of your feedback on board as we look to future seasons. And then finally, before we wrap up, I know I've shared that we're working on providing second chances for some players who've been banned under the previous enforcement policy. We've been working on this behind the scenes, and we're confident we have an approach here that is fair under the spirit of the new policy, but still protects our players from truly malicious individuals. We'll share more on how we've approached this and how it's going to work in next month's update. But for now, let's call it there. Catch you all next time.